They say that a change is as good as a rest. Well, I have had both, so I must be feeling very relaxed and laid back today. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you Oh, wait there a moment. Something's wrong here. Oh, there you are. I'm very sorry. I was facing the wrong way. I had my back to you. Well, here we are once again with another edition of Mr. Duncan's Full English. Yes, another serving of piping hot English is about to be served. So please take your seats and let the full English soiree begin. Oh, by the way, soiree is a French word meaning evening meal or social gathering. Can you see what sort of day it is here? The weather today is cold and icy. There is frost on the ground and the air is frigid. The word frigid means cold. It can also be used to describe a person who is unemotional and cold-hearted. If a person shows no affection towards others in any way, or seems distant and uninterested in making friends, we can say that they are frigid. The word refrigerator derives from the word frigid, and the word frigid derives from the Latin word for cold. Talking of which, there is a harsh frost on the ground here today, which is caused by moisture freezing on the surface of the ground. Today is a chilly day. It's an icy one. It's nippy. It's colder than a penguin's breakfast. If I was given the choice between being hot or feeling cold, I know which one I would choose. I'm not a fan of the cold weather. I find going out on a freezing day tiring. Your body uses up much more energy when it is cold, so you get tired easily. Your hands and feet become numb, and if there is a cold wind too, then your face will freeze to the point where you cannot speak. Oh yes, I'm very sure that if I was given the choice, I would always choose a hot day over a cold one, every time. Whilst walking out on a day like this, you are bound to come across some patches of ice. You might even find a frozen area, such as a pool or lake. There is an idiom in English that relates to ice. If a person is doing something that might get them into trouble, we can say that they are skating on thin ice or treading on thin ice. This person is running the risk of being punished. They are tempting fate by doing something dangerous or risky. The boss has noticed that you keep coming in late for work. You are really skating on thin ice. There are words in English that have been formed by joining one or more separate words together. These are called compound words. To compound is to push and mix more than one thing together, to form something new. A compound word is the result of joining two or more words together. Many other languages besides English have compound words in them. There are many compound words in English. Commonly used compound words include inside, upon, into, because, another, cannot, without. A noun can perfectly describe the use of something as a compound word. Doghouse, birdcage, fishbowl, towboat, dishcloth, worktop, screwdriver. A compound word can be formed by using more than two words. Examples include insomuch, notwithstanding, counterclockwise, plainclothesman, aforementioned, henceforth, nevertheless. It would be fair to say that compound words are commonplace in English. You might even say that they are everywhere. You may have noticed that many words in English have more than one meaning or use. A good example of this is the word sense. At first glance, this seems like a simple, basic word, but in fact, sense has many connotations. We can make sense of something, which means to understand it. We can sense that something is wrong, which means to feel or perceive an approaching danger or event. We can be senseless or do something senseless. This means that the action has no motive or justification. A senseless act is an action that is irrational and unreasonable. To say that something makes no sense is to express bewilderment and confusion. None of this makes any sense to me. Then, of course, we can express the opposite and say that something makes perfect sense. That action is justified. It all makes perfect sense to me. Can you see what I'm playing with here? These are foxes. Well, in fact, they are just models, but I really like the way they have been made. The person who made them has really captured their character. We can describe a person as being foxy. This means that the person in question can be sly and cunning, just like a fox. There is even the phrase, as cunning as a fox, which describes this type of person perfectly. A sly and cunning person might also be described as sharp, sneaky, shrewd, wily, crafty, and devious. That person is as cunning as a fox. By the way, a young fox is called a vixen, and a group of foxes can be referred to as a skulk or a leash. Can you see what I'm carrying here? I have an armful of logs. These are for the wood burner in my house. I burn these logs in a log burner. The word log can be used in many ways. As a verb, it means to record the details of something, normally in writing. You write down the details of something. You log it. A journal can be described as a log. To chop down trees on a large scale and then sell the wood is logging. To sign in or enter your password on a computer is to log in or log on. Then there is the noun that describes the pieces of wood that have been chopped up. A single log, a log pile, or an armful of logs, all ready to go on the log burner so as to keep me nice and warm during this cold spell. If you are a regular viewer, then you will know that I love food. Can you guess what my most favourite snack is? The thing I like to nibble on the most? The one food I often get a craving for? Okay, I will tell you. My most favourite snack is cheese. Yes, it is true. I love to nibble on cheese. There are many reasons why I love cheese. Firstly, there are so many varieties, so many flavours of cheese, from mild to extra mature. Cheeses can vary in shape and colour too. Some are round and white, while others can be square and red. Some cheeses have a strong odour. Cheese is made from the milk of a cow or goat. Each type of cheese has its own name. This name normally relates to where it was originally produced. For example, cheddar cheese was first made in Cheddar, Somerset, which is in the UK. Red Leicester cheese was first made in Leicestershire and is red in colour. One of the smelliest cheeses must be the variety known as Stinking Bishop. This cheese is also produced here in the UK, in the county of Gloucestershire. Each country has its own famous cheese. France has its Camembert cheese. Greece has its feta cheese, which is made from goat's milk. Italy has its Parmesan cheese, which is normally grated and sprinkled onto pasta. Or you could try some mozzarella cheese, which is used to make pizza topping. There are many hundreds of varieties of cheese around the world, all of which I would love to try. But sadly, I cannot, as I would put on weight and get very, very fat. When people take photographs of their friends and family, they normally ask the subjects to say cheese, as it encourages everyone being photographed to smile. Cheese! I must say, all this talk of cheese is making me feel quite hungry. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Rustle, 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 rustle. That is all from me for today. I hope you have enjoyed this full English lesson. Join me again very soon, won't you, for Full English number 7. This is Mr. Duncan in a cold and frosty England, which is, of course, the birthplace of the English language, saying to you, take care until next time, and of course, stay warm and ta-ta for now.
Hey, who's eaten all my cheese?